our Saxon versus Viking fight. Before we get started, a quick safety announcement. If anybody want to leave the show, you can go up the stairs, away from us, not down here, towards us, due to the high risk of losing all here. Alright, with that said, so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. That was just a little fight. We're a little bit about what we're dressed up as. So, we've got ourselves a Viking, ugly, smelly, unpleasant. And then we've got the Saxon, much nicer person, a bit of a homeboy. So what are we wearing to the fight? Well, both of us are wearing very similar things actually. People going on about these two different cultures. As far as warriors are concerned, very, very similar in what they do and how they fought. So we're both wearing chainmail shirts. These are made out of hundreds of linked metal rings. And each ring is riveted together to create this really strong mesh. Now this sort of armour is superb against cutting attacks. Lovely. So as you can see, you cannot slice through this sort of chainmail. But there are some problems with chainmail. First of all, it's made out of loads of little rings. Well, the defining feature of the ring is the hole in the middle. So there's quite a lot of little holes, so arrows and spear attacks can see in the ring. First thing also, it's really, really valuable. It's lovely. You can move around with it, it's really comfortable to wear. However, well, if it's struck, that impact will not hit the board. It's going straight into you, it won't stop the weight of the blow hitting you. So what we typically wear,
I just got the
what we typically wear is a padded jacket or canvas. And that's made out of loads of layers of linen all woven together very tightly to make the padded jacket. And that's going to absorb some of those strikes so for struck by a sword and axe, hopefully it won't break my bones too badly. Now what sort of weapon did I bring? Well, I decided to bring the bread and butter weapon of this day, the spear. Now the spear was a very commonplace weapon used by many different warriors, both back to the Saxon and Viking. And the reason it was so popular is, well, mainly because it was cheap. Right? First of all, it didn't take much metal to make a spear, so it's very cheap, easily affordable, easily crafted and given to a lot of different individuals. But secondly, it's an incredibly versatile weapon in the right hands. You can use it, of course, to thrust, you can also use it to swing and cut, or you can use it to bludgeon and trip, and you can use it to defend yourself as well. So yeah, it's one of my favourite weapons that I use here at the Royal Armouries, and I very much enjoy doing that today. What about you? What have you got?
I've gone for the more classic combination of sword and shield. Both are fairly versatile weapons that can be used in a variety of different ways. So we start off with the sword. This was effectively the Viking sports car of its day. Common misconception, these were not found on the battlefield as common as you might think. They were very much a status symbol for people of great importance or wealth. If you look at David's pointy stick there, it's basically all wood with a tiny bit of metal on the top. This is all metal and would have taken a long time to make, as well as a lot of resources. So they were very coveted, but they were still very rare. They were also still extremely devastating in the right hands. It tends to be a myth about Viking and Saxon swords that they were dull and blunt, and in the east the Japanese katana was superior and the best sword. Not true at all. These were some of the finest swords made by men. They were extremely strong and extremely sharp. You could, in theory, on an unarmed opponent, cleave him from his collarbone right the way down to his waist in a single blow. As I said earlier, in the right hands, I fear it's in the wrong hand today. Don't expect anything like that from me. Now, also, I've got a shield. This is significantly smaller than the warlike shield counterpart, because it is a one-on-one duel. but it does mean I've got more versatility in moving around with it. Of course, I can block incoming attacks, but I can also strike my opponent using the side of the shield, or this bit here. It's called the boss. It's normally there to protect my hand, but it doubles very effectively at sending Saxons straight to the dentist if I can't hit the face. So how are we actually using these weapons in combat? Well, we'll just do a very quick run through of the fight you just saw, and we'll break down some of the moves we've been using.
Okay, so Richard has taken up a very nice defensive stance. He is protecting his body, and I reduce my options to either his head or his legs. Now, like I've said earlier, fighting is all about finishing it as quick as possible. The quicker the fight's over, the safer you are. So I'm going to try and go straight for his face. I'm going to take that spear and...
Well, I want to protect my pretty young face, and I'm going to use the spear the shield to knock the spear upwards out of the way, thus exposing the lower half of David. Now, sharp as this sword is, it ain't doing nothing against that male, so I need to go where the male isn't. So I'm going to make a thrust towards his groin.
Ooh, step back and out of the way of that. Now, I knock the sword aside offline. Use the butt end of the spear to crack him on the head.
Once again, raising the shield up top to block that. The thrust didn't work, so this time I'm going to go for a cutting attack to try and hack his hands off.
Out of the way.
That didn't work, so I'm just going to go straight for his throat instead.
Step back, thrust his stomach.
Use the side of the shield to knock away and make what's known as a tactical retreat. It's not running away.
Alright. So he takes up the same stance again. Now, I'm going to try something a bit different. That first attempt didn't work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the spear indifferently as well. So I'm going to hold it like a bat. So I'm going to point it towards his face so he thinks I'm going to thrust. However, I feint the thrust, come around, swing to the legs, clear thrust to the head.
Once again, batting it out of the way using the shield. And this time, I'm going to keep it nice and simple, just thrust straight towards his face. Using both sword and shield like a mighty blow, making it a tactical retreat. It's not running away, stop it, shush.
I'm starting to get the impression he's not very good at this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to goad him into making a mistake. So I'm actually going to put my spear right out in front of me and tempt him to come in.
Come on, I don't like the look of that, so I'm just going to use the shield then. Knock it out of the way,
nice.
Then I can just hack his leg off like this.
Step back, now he's completely overcommitted, I thrust to the head. Head again.
Once again using both sword and shield, and what I can do here, keep the spear in place with the shield, send the sword down the shaft of the spear, turn those fingers into tiny little sausages. That's in theory. In practice, he just moves it out of the way, but it means I can wind up an overhead strike instead.
Step back, block it.
Once again using the shield offensively, strike David in the chest, go for another overhead attack.
Knock it aside, spin, thrust with the butt end.
Knock it out of the way, and again go for the groin.
Step back, get out of the way of that. Now from here, what I'm going to try and do is bind his spear. So I want to keep contact with that sword, keep control of it. And my intention is to come up and try and get across his eyes. However,
I'm going to move out of the way of that one.
Yeah, you run away again. Use the butt end to hit him on the head. Spear in the legs.
Right, what I can do here is try and trap this spear in between sword and my shield. Give that a little kick, and then hi-ya!
Just right in the stomach, poke you in the back.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But, seeing as I'm feeling generous,
right,
and these people have waited for a long time for this,
yeah.
Why don't we do the fight again? I'm going to offer you an opportunity to do anything you like.
Yes, because I think you cheated like the sneaky Saxon you are, so I want a rematch.
My tie shots.
You did some fancy spinny stuff, that's cheating, you're not allowed to do that.
It's called talent. Talent, right?
Just out of interest, while we're arming back up, we'll make it a competition, shall we? Who thinks that me, the brave, heroic and handsome young Viking, is going to win? Let's try that again, shall we? Who thinks that me, the brave, handsome young Viking, is going to win?
Yay!
Take a lot of pleasing you lot. And who thinks the Saxon's going to win?
Yeah.
A lot more popular than I thought. You'll have to watch it. Just a reminder, you're in Viking country up north here.
Not for long, it ain't.
No, we'll see about that.
When do you think it's going to win? What's your bet? 20 quid for the guy with the shield. You doing?
Oh, you did your classic old move of running away.
Well, if it works. All right, I'll tell you what. Make it fair. Go on, have a free shot. Come on. What? Alright. Well, yeah, I'm still in it. Didn't need the sword anyway. Come on. Give me that. Ah!
I yield.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We are going to be sticking around for a few moments if you have any questions or want to take any pictures. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we can't let you hold on to the artifacts. We're welcome to have a look. Like to ask any questions you like.